and I'm going to introduce the class today. Today we're doing a Prana Vidya class, which is a beautiful breath-based class. It's using our awareness to focus on the prana, or the breath, you can think of too. So Prana Vidya means the wisdom of the prana, or the life force energy. Prana on the grossest level can be thought of as our breath, our respiration, exchange of gases, and all that. But on the subtlest level, it is known as life force energy, or life itself. It is within us. It is all around us. You can think of the energy in different places in your house. For example, when you're in a stuffy room versus when you open a window and you breathe in that fresh air. There's a difference in the quality of energy. Same as in our food. If you get something that you've grown yourself out of your garden, and you, like, say it's a tomato, a juicy tomato, and you eat that, the quality of the prana is so much greater in something that is organic and made locally and near yourself and with your love and intention in it, than when you buy something from the grocery store. Or if you have, say, like a frozen pizza versus a fresh pizza you made yourself. So we know that we've experienced these different qualities of prana in our food, in our air, in our environment. So if there's a lot of pollution versus a very clean, pristine place, we can see the prana differences there. We can get prana from sunlight. That's why it felt so good this weekend when all of us were like, that sun. So for us living in Canada, the sun is something we really worship and love. And there's also prana in different thoughts and feelings. We all know that feeling when all of a sudden we become very nervous, very afraid, or excited and happy and joyful and full of love. There's a different quality and energy within those thoughts. So even what we take in the news, in media, in things we're watching, shows we're watching, it affects the prana, the quality of the energy in our being. Okay? Prana Vidya is understanding the prana and the subtle workings of prana, and being able to manipulate the prana in order to function optimally. So prana can be affected by so many things, from our physical posture. So if I'm slumped over all the time, your prana will be affected. To our diets, like I mentioned, if you're eating a lot of processed foods and things like that. Our stress levels, 100%, and our environment, etc. Okay? Understanding prana in a deeper way can help optimize your health and well-being. So many yogic tools can do this, from specific mudras to asanas, which we'll do today, mantra, bandhas, pranayamas, and so much more. So yoga offers many tools, as does life. It's not only in yoga that you're working on prana, but if sunlight can affect your prana, if your thoughts can affect your prana, then it's a 24/7 thing that's happening. In yoga, though, we can use specific tools to work on understanding the prana a little bit more and manipulating that prana in our bodies for optimal functioning. We're going to look at the 5 main pranas today. So if you want to think of prana as winds, we know that in our winds here, we have like a north wind, a south wind, a southeast wind, a west wind, and all of that. So you can think of the Prana Vayus as different directions of the energy flow in our body, the life force energy, the prana. And so we're going to look at these pranas today. The first prana being called prana. Okay, so it's when I talk about the Prana Vayu, it is one part of the 5. Okay, so Prana Vayu is sort of that receiving energy. It's located mostly in our heart and lungs. So it is taking over the faculty of respiration. It's an upward flowing energy, and if it's imbalanced, you might have issues with your lungs, or you might also have a feeling of lethargy. Apana is the letting go. So it's the complete opposite of prana. So prana and apana are the two that we focus on mostly. It represents sort of the duality of life, that receiving and then letting go. It's located below the navel. It's the downward energy of all things related to elimination. And childbirth also happens through that apana energy. So if there's issues in the apana, you might have issues with menstruation, constipation, sexual dysfunction, and things like that. The samana, the third one, is in the navel area, and it's a circular energy. And that energy is responsible for digestion, assimilation, metabolism. Also the agni, or the digestive fire, that is talked a lot about in Ayurveda. And imbalance here could be digestive issues or any of the organs related to the digestive system. Next is the Vyana. You can think of Vyana as circulation, so you can think of it as the peripheral nervous system. And you can think of it kind of like inward out energy, and it surrounds the whole body. So you can think of moving into the extremities, the head, the feet, everywhere, like circulation, okay? And then the last one is Udana, which is our expression center, kind of throat, head area. You can think of the brain and the central nervous system, and issues here would be communication and cognition issues. So you think about if you're going to go give a speech in front of a lot of people, sometimes we get like that lump in our throat, we can't speak, and we can't think clearly. So that would be kind of issues with Udana. Okay? So in this practice today, we're going to develop Prana Vidya, that awareness of how our energy moves in the body. And today it might just be an awareness of becoming aware of the energy in our body, the breath, all of that. And I'm going to just sort of highlight these 5 pranas as we do postures, because every posture has usually multiple pranas it's working on, but we'll kind of highlight those energies today, and so you can get a sense of knowing them a little bit better. Okay? So without further ado, sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift through your heart. Lengthen your spine. Draw the back of your head back so the neck is long, chin is in. Mentally preparing yourself for practice, so allowing your awareness to be right here, right now. Drawing your hands to your heart and just bowing in. We'll start with the Guru Mantra. Big breath in. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We'll take a deep breath in. Excuse me. Fill your heart with gratitude for these teachings, for the wisdom of yoga and all of the teachers who passed them to us today. Exhaling all the breath out, and just rub your hands together. Start creating some heat in the palms. And then just open your arms nice and wide. Palms facing forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift through your heart. Breathe here. So as if you're drawing the awareness to your breath, you're drawing that energy towards you. Take some deeper breaths in. Start to become aware of the energy within you and that surrounds you. Keep pulling the chin in, neck long, shoulders back, arms open wide. Deep breaths, lengthening through the rib cage, stretching out through your arms. Rooting through your seat, relaxing your knees. Open up your jaw nice and wide. Good. One more deep breath in. And then exhale and just cover your eyes with your hands. Take a deep breath in. And then just sighing it out. Good. Gently rest your hands down. And we'll come up to stand. So just kind of clear your mat. Okay. So coming to the top of your mat or to the middle of your mat, depending how you're standing, we're going to start by shaking it out. So just start to walk. And shake out your hands. Take my bracelets off. Good. So just sort of shake it out. You can just jump on the toes. Shake out your arms. Shake out your head. So we want to become aware of the subtle energy. Okay? Subtle body, the breath, and the 5 pranas. Okay, so we're kind of shaking out that stagnant energy that kind of gets us stuck outwardly, and we'll start to focus more inwardly. So keep shaking it out. Let's do the arms up, arms down, arms up, arms down. Good. So a little morning cardio. Good. Keep going. And then pause. Relax your hands down, palms facing forward. Stand up nice and tall. Long deep breath in. Full breath out. Soften your shoulders. And start to feel that energy moving throughout the whole body. So into your hands and palms, down to your feet, that buzzing feeling. You think of the Vidya prana, that circulation energy. Good, and then from here, we're just inhaling, rising up with the arms. And then exhaling, folding forward and down. Inhaling, lifting and lengthening. Exhaling, folding down. Good. So you can think of that prana, that receiving, and that exhaling, letting go. Maybe a little back bend at the top. Maybe a little deeper into your forward fold as you warm up. Good. Keep going. That's it. Let's do 5 more. And you're bending your knees as much as you need to. You don't have to touch the floor. Maybe your fingertips will skim the floor or reach down for your shins. So you're just moving in your own pace. One more. Let's raise the arms and stretch. Urdhva Hastasana. So try to keep the tailbone reaching down towards the floor. Shoulders relaxing down. Long, tall spine here. Breathe. So I want to feel that grounding energy of Apana from the navel downward. And then uplifting Prana Vayu. Breathing into the chest, invigorating the heart and lungs. And then resting and relaxing the arms by your side. And just pausing here a moment. Palms facing forward, shoulders relaxed. Breathing in through the nose and maybe out through the mouth. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good, and we're gonna start a breath called breath of joy. Okay, so it's 3 sniffs of the nose in and then a big out. So a lot of my students know this one. I love to do it. To do it with you. So you're gonna inhale and bring your hands up to about shoulder height. Inhale up to the sides. Inhale all the way up, and then exhale the okay? So it's 3 sniffs, so these are quick. So it's like this. Keep going. Soft knees. Let's do one more. And then come back up and just coming into Tadasana. So you'll have your feet grounding, palms facing forward, shoulders relaxing back and down. Feet come into hip distance apart. For a moment here, pause. Be with your breath. Crown of the head lengthening through to the ceiling. And just start to feel that subtle energy as we move our awareness and direct our awareness more inward. As we shut the senses off, sort of through Pratyahara, you can close your eyes, trying to have more of an inward experience. Feel the breath moving in your body. And then when you're ready, come to the top of your mat, and if you want your blocks here, just place them down in front of you. We're going to begin some classical Surya Namaskar, or sun salutation. So I want you to come to, again, Tadasana here, and then Samastitihi, hands at heart center, lifting and lengthening through the spine as your shoulders come back and down. Just for this moment, be here in this readiness position. Symbolizing bringing our body, our mind together, moving inward at the heart. Okay? Feel that connection as we tune in to this inner awareness that's coming through. On your next inhale, raise your arms overhead so you can reach out through your sides, lift and lengthen, coming into Urdhva Hastasana. On our exhale, open those arms wide, push your hips back, lengthening forward and down, coming into Uttanasana, that forward fold. Relax the head, breathing here. On your next inhale, step your right leg back, coming into Ashwasana, the lunge pose, heart drawing forward, heel drawing back, shoulders relaxing back and down. Good, breathe. Good, and then exhaling, stepping your left leg back. Let's come into plank pose. So your shoulders are over your wrists, nice and strong here. You can have knees down in your plank as well. Whatever feels more comfortable. And then slowly, let's bend the elbows and let's lower all the way down to the floor. Point your toes, hug your feet together, roll your shoulders back and down, away from your ears, and then lift up your hands, coming into Cobra pose. Baby Cobra here, hands up. Good, keep breathing, neck long. Notice I'm not lifting my chin, I'm not looking up. Chin is in, back of the neck is long. Breathe. Now press into your hands, curl your back toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Good, it's our first downward dog. We'll stay here a little longer, so if you'd like to bend your knees here, or pedal out, or cross a knee into the midline, whatever you'd like to do, feel free. Good, and then just pausing, stretching long and deep. You can sense the different pranas here. You can feel the navel center, kind of the samana energy, prana. You breathe into your heart or your chest and lungs. The udana as your head is dropping in this inversion. Good. When you're ready, step your right leg forward, coming back into Ashwasthana, that lunge pose, heart drawing forward, heel drawing back, shoulders dropping down. Breathe. Good. We're taking this first one slow. We'll speed it up. We're going to do 2 rounds. Exhale, left leg forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Dropping in, crown of the head, reaching down towards the floor. Knees can be soft or straight. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhaling, hands back to heart center. Again, connecting the thumbs to the sternum. The body, the mind coming together, the heart moving inward. Let's move to the second side now. Inhale, stretch the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, lengthening tall. Exhaling through the hip hinge, open up your chest, forward fold, coming into Uttanasana. Inhale, stepping your left leg back. Let's come into that lunge pose again, heart forward, heel back. And then exhaling, stepping right leg back, come into plank pose. Nice and tall, nice and strong. Everything's sort of zippered in towards the midline. You can drop your knees if you'd like. Lower through chaturanga as your elbows draw in. Work on that upper body strength. Good. Here again, point your toes, roll your shoulders back and down. This time, keep your feet hip distance apart. Press into your hands a little bit. Lift up through the heart space. So breathe into the chest. Shoulders back and down. Prana Vayu, Udana Vayu, Samana Vayu as well. Good. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good. 3 long breaths here. Press into your finger pads so you're not dumping all that weight right into the wrist. Okay, imagine like there's a little ball of Kleenex underneath each palm. So their palms lift a little bit. The base of the heel. The palms lifting doesn't mean lift your whole palm up, but just imagine like there's something just in the middle center of your palm. So that center of the palm area is lifting. Press into your finger pads. Hug your triceps in as your biceps move out and around, kind of wrapping around the bone. Good. When you're ready, bring that left leg forward. Lunge. Okay, try not to stomp like I just did. Try to come up onto your fingertips, make it light, or come up onto your blocks. Breathe into your heart. Push back through your heel, lengthen out forward. And then exhale, step it forward, fold. Bowing in. Inhale, lift it up to the sky, lengthen. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Again, tuning in, that inner awareness coming through. Feeling the energies in this practice. Here we go. Inhaling, raising the arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, left leg back. Lower through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good job, everyone. Inhale, right leg forward, lunge. Exhaling, left leg forward, fold. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And exhaling, hands to heart center, bowing in. Inhale, reaching up. Building momentum, working with the breath. Exhale. Inhale, left leg back, lunge. Exhale, right leg back, plank pose. Find your strength here, lower through. Baby cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog. Lengthening here, shoulders drawing down and away from your ears. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, left leg forward, lengthen the heart, push back the heel. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, drop through the head. Inhale, reach the arms up, find space and length. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, pause, feel the energy, feel the breath. Good. Relax your hands just by your sides. For this moment, just be here. Find that awareness. And bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, this time to a flat back. So lengthen the heart forward. Push your hips back. Find space here. And then exhaling. Stop or hop, step or jump it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good. Let's step the right leg forward, and this time coming down onto your knee. Good. Inhale and reach the arms up overhead. You can interlace your hands behind your head and just rest your head into the little nest you make with your hands. And here we're going to lift through neck and throat and the heart area. So we're working on Udana, also the Prana Vayu. We're going to focus the awareness more upward though. Good, into the upward moving energy. So we are of course working into the Apana through the lunge and Samana, but we're going to focus more upward here. Focus on the throat, the heart, and lungs. Open up the elbows a little wider if you can. See if you can drop your head back. Good. 2 more breaths. Exhale your hands down. Good. Step it back to a plank pose. Find your strength. You can drop to your knees if you'd like. Let's lower down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Coming up into cobra. And exhaling to downward facing dog. We're going to start that again on the left side. So just pause in your downward dog. Take 2 or 3 breaths here. And just become aware of the movement of the breath in the body, the physical and the gross level of breath. Where do you feel expansion and contraction through your inhales and exhales in this posture? Good. And then step your left leg forward, drop the right knee down. Now, if your ankle and knee are in the same line, just wiggle that knee forward, or the foot forward. Okay, so the knee and ankle are in a straight line. And then come up. Now, don't dump all your weight into your low back. If you're feeling any pinching at all, then I'd love you to squeeze your low belly and squeeze and engage your glutes. Okay? Again, let's interlace the hands the non-dominant way. Rest your head back, open your elbows. Breathe here. That's it. Keep breathing. Draw that awareness up to the throat, Udana, to the brain, to the heart and lungs, Prana Vayu. And then bring the hands down. You guys are doing great. So you can either step back to downward facing dog, or if you want to do another vinyasa, come to that push-up position. Lower through. Inhaling cobra, baby cobra, upward facing dog with your shoulders down. Exhaling downward facing dog. And then let's just breathe here. 3 exhales. So let those inhales completely fill the body and spaces within. As you exhale, find a little more depth, a little more space. Good. And then from here, we're just going to walk forward to the top of our mats in Uttanasana. If you rather jump or handstand forward, go for it. We'll drop into Uttanasana here, and that forward bend. We'll let ourselves hang a little bit further into this fold as we open up. So maybe your weight will come more towards your toes. That's it. Maybe palms will come flat and the fingers in line with the toes. Good. And then look forward, inhale and lengthen and come all the way up, raising the arms, finding space, growing tall, and exhaling hands to heart center. And again, pausing here, finding the breath. A big breath in, full breath out. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, we're going to do one more variation of Surya Namaskar. This time focusing on Samana Prana. So raise the arms up, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling to that flat back, so lengthening forward through the heart. Exhaling, you can move through plank pose, chaturanga, any of the cobra variations, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take the right leg forward, and again, let's drop down to our knee. Okay, so finding this nice position, this lunge again. Here we're gonna raise our arms and we're gonna come into a twist. Now there's a few different ways. So the first option is left hand down, right hand to the thigh or low back, or arm to the sky. Or we'll have our hands in prayer. So we'll bring that left elbow across the right hand to left palm. And then you're just gonna work on pressing into that hand and twisting. Okay, so you're working on samana, that assimilation, digestion, the metabolism, the agni, the digestive fire. You're twisting at the navel. So it makes sense. So some of these postures you can guess really easily. All twists are mostly working on samana and apana. Back bends, working on prana and udana. And simultaneously, most working on Vyana as well, that circulation. You gotta keep breathing here. Come forward now, inhale, lengthen your arms up. Exhaling the hands down. Step back to plank pose. Good, strong, shoulders over wrists. Back of the head is raised up, so it's not completely dropped down, so the back of the head's in line with the top of the shoulders. And then exhale, lower through chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here in between sides. Long, spacious inhales, finding depth on your exhale. On your next inhale, left leg's coming forward. Let's drop onto the right knee. Raise the arms up. Good. Find length and space, shoulders relaxing down. And then your twist to the left. So if your hand's down, place it there. So you can come here, hand to your knee or your low back. Or if you're doing this, bind the prayer hands. Left hand on top of right. Rest into that bottom arm that's resting on your thigh, and then just twisting, looking up. So make sure everything feels good in the back. Knees are grounded, maybe patting something underneath your knee if you need to. Good, breathe. Again, working on Prana Vayu. Once you understand these pranas, then you can use them to help you and aid you in your wellness and your well-being. Just an additional tool to understand. Good. Inhale, come back through center. And then exhale, take the hands down. We're just going to come forward. So you're going to lift up that back knee, bring it forward. Relax here. Again in Uttanasana, forward fold. When you're ready, roll up to stand or lengthen and come up to stand. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Now, keeping your feet hip distance apart, we're going to work on Apana through squats. Now, if there's any prana that I feel we need to work on most, it's Apana. Because our society, our culture, the way the world is working is we're taking in so much. Just think about your screen time in the day, how many messages you must see, how much information you're taking in, and how little we are letting that go. So this is so important to work on the Apana, to really ground us, okay? So let's take our arms out in front, shoulders drawing back, okay? Arms are about shoulder height. Feet, I like to take a teeny bit wider than hip distance, and I turn my toes slightly out. Okay, and we're gonna move into Utkatasana, the chair pose. You're gonna push your hips back, start to squeeze your glutes, feel the weight moving into your heels, and sink down to where you're comfortable. Okay, now we want to make sure the back and the spine is nice and long. Okay, if you're going down too far and you're moving your head and upper body with you, come up higher, lift your chest. Good, keep holding this squat. Good, we're working on building that Apana energy, that downward flow. Good, let's come up, inhale, reach up, push back, exhale. We're gonna do that a bunch of times. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, push your hips back, weight into your heels, come down. Good, keep going. I'm really exaggerating my breathing for you to hear. Inhaling, exhaling. Working on the Apana, that downward flowing energy. Feel it moving down towards your feet, grounding through the earth, strengthening your legs, the base of the body. Good, one more, come up. Exhale, hands by your sides, pause. Feel that energy. I know that was a little tough. Bring your feet back to hip distance, bend into your chair pose, and this time we're gonna come into chair twist. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. Arms can be nice and wide and open, or if you can bring your elbow past your knee so the top of the arm is there, then you'll bring the hands together and working on Samana and Apana simultaneously here. Try to keep the knees in line. That left knee will want to try to sneak forward, bring it back. Good, 3, 2, 1, lift up, inhale. Push your hips back through that hip hinge. Exhale. Parvrita Utkatasana. Revolve, twist to the left side. Good, keep breathing. Good, inhale through the center, in all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, coming into a flat back. Exhale, hop, step, or jump through chaturanga. And we're gonna move through a quick sequence of standing postures. So when you're here, raise the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, kick it up to the sky. And then exhale and plant that right foot forward. Dropping the left foot out. We're gonna windmill it up. Warrior two. Good, bend into that front knee, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale to extended side angle, forearm to the thigh and arm over or hand to the floor. Revolving through the left side of the rib cage. Good, exhaling the hand down, step back. Vinyasa, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Lift that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, sending it through. Turn down the foot. Windmill it open, warrior two. Bend through the front knee, push out through the feet. Strong bodies. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Rotate through that right rib cage. Exhaling, coming back down. Lowering through vinyasa. If you want to skip this, downward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's go again. Right leg lifting. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, draw it through. Left foot down, windmill it open. Bend into that front knee, warrior. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Feel the various pranas as we move through this dancing warrior sequence. Coming, squaring the hips, step it back, lower through chaturanga. Inhaling up, dog cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Lift that left leg. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, bring it through. Windmill it open, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Reaching overhead. Good. Exhale, hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. 3 long exhales here. Good work. Very quick pace. Feel that energy moving through your whole body as your blood is pumping, as your heart rate is up, your breath rate is up. That Vyana energy, the circulation throughout the whole body. Good. Now we're going to walk it forward. As we walk it forward, we're going to take our feet wider than our hands and come into a squat. If you need a block to sit on, or if you need to stay up in a squat sort of like this, that's fine. If you're ready, come down to the floor. If your heels raise up, roll the mat up underneath your heels. Give them a little support. We're coming down into Malasana, that squat now. Okay? Good. So my toes are out a little bit. I'm trying to adjust a little bit to bring my toes further forward a little bit, but it's okay. It's up to you. If they come out a little bit, that's fine. And then sitting up nice and tall. We rest down through the hips, and we'll just take a breather here. So this is really working on Apana, that downward flowing energy, and Samana. And these energies work so closely together. Think about your digestion and your elimination. When something's up with digestion, then it's hard to eliminate, right? Or maybe we're over eliminating, things like that. So that's how that energy works together. Keep breathing. If you need to at all, come down. You can sit in Baddha Konasana, that butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Position is another alternate for this. Good. And then from here, take your hands behind and then sit down. And we're going to come into boat pose. Okay? So you're going to kind of balance on your sitting bones. Lift your spine, take your arms out in front, shoulders dropping back and down. And then again, and we're gonna start by exhaling and just pulling everything towards the navel. Okay, so this samana is gonna get really worked here. Lift your chest, and then maybe if it feels good, lift up onto your tiptoes. Lean back a little bit, maybe lift your feet. You can have your hands down, you can hold your thighs in, or if you want to, you can straighten out your legs. Looking at your toes, lifting through your chest. Good, belly is engaged. So much energy is moving in towards the navel center. This pranic seat of Prana Vayu. Good, empower that area. When we have good digestive fire, our health is strong, our immunity is strong. I'm shaking. Can you see my legs shaking? Okay, that's my hip flexors engaging rather than my core. So I'm going to really focus on my core. Good, and then slowly lower down, palms face up for a moment. Feeling that dispersion of energy from the navel outward towards the limbs. Good. Now we're going to keep our arms tucked in, maybe even underneath our hips a little bit to protect our low back. We're doing a leg lift exercise here. So just start by bringing your knees in. Okay. Check in with your low back. You want to exhale and draw the navel in towards the spine. This really works on Apana and Samana combined. And we're going to draw that left heel out, the right knee in. And here we're just switching back and forth. So you can inhale, exhale. Keep trying to ground down through the low back. Take any breaks if you need to. Grounding through the low back, navel towards the spine. Energy focused here through Samana and Apana Vayu. You can think pelvic floor, navel center. Back of the neck long, don't lift your chin, tuck your chin down. Come through center, hug the knees in. Relax. Rock it out if that feels good. Pausing here. Legs out again. We're going to come into Matsyasana or fish pose. Okay, it's a little challenging, so I'm going to give you step by step. So you can either have your feet bent or legs straight. So let's start with them bent, and then you're just going to tuck your hands underneath you. So your thumbs are going to come together underneath your bum. Okay, so my thumbs are touching and my arms are walking as close together as they can. Okay, and then here we're going to roll the shoulders out and down. Okay, then you're going to bend your elbows, so it's going to lift your body. Okay, and then you're going to drop your head back to the floor. Now you can straighten your legs if you want, or keep them. Then opening up through the throat. Focusing on Udana, breathing here. If it's uncomfortable, just come out. Bring that energy up towards the head and neck, central nervous system, brain, spinal cord. Good. And then lift your head, set it back down so the back of the head is down. Remove your hands and then just take your palms facing up. Relax here. I'm just feeling that energy move from the neck. Relax your jaw, eyes, and forehead, palms facing up. And here we're going to move into shoulder stand. So possibly a restorative shoulder stand. That might mean just raising your hips, putting a bolster underneath, and lifting your legs. Okay? You want to go into the full posture. We're going to have the arms by the sides. Again, make sure your neck is comfortable. Head is looking straight up. Roll those shoulders in. Lift your hips, hold the back of your hips. Kind of walk your elbows towards one another. Okay? So kind of the middle of the upper back comes up off of the floor. And then here, so this is shoulder stand. This is sort of half shoulder stand, that's fine too if you're here. Working on maybe climbing your hands down lower into your back. Chin will come in. You can do jala band. And we'll draw the toes up towards the sky. Again, this is good for Udana, also Prana Vayu. Even Apana, it's reversing the flow. We'll slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae, so using your hands and lowering down. Just knock your knees together, take your feet wide, drop your knees together. Relax. So the benefits of practicing with more awareness and slowing down a little bit, we can really feel and sense the energy component in each posture. And this is really how yoga is meant to be practiced. It's not about an athletic pursuit, although it does take great strength to do some of the postures. And it is sometimes exciting or really opening up when we can do a advanced posture. But again, it's not the goal. We want to use the practice to move more inward, to feel and sense ourselves, to know our truth, and to move away out of our primal ignorance, out of Vidya, of non-knowing our true nature. Good. Let's gently come up, and we're going to move into Paschimottanasana, the seated forward fold. So push out through your heels, draw your toes in towards you, lengthen your spine here. And then as you exhale, you're going to walk your hands forward. Come about halfway. Inhale, lengthen again through the spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Dropping in over your legs. So if you can, maybe you're holding the outer edges of your feet, maybe your shins, maybe your toes. Not necessary though. If you're not reaching anywhere close to there, please, again, don't worry. Don't get lost in the pursuit of perfectionism in yoga. Get lost in the journey and in the joy of connecting and moving and breathing and experiencing. Good. Slowly come up, lengthening through the spine. And we're going to do something called Mahamudra. You're going to take your let's do right leg first. We'll bring the left leg in, right leg extends. We're going to use bandhas. Okay, so those are these internal locks that we have in our body where we can contain and hold prana for periods of time. Okay, I don't recommend doing this all the time. Just do it in this practice and then don't do it again. Okay? So what we'll do, don't do it like an everyday thing. Don't be holding Mula Bandha tight all the time. It's not good for your pelvic floor. People in yoga are becoming obsessed with bandhas, thinking that it's going to bring them some sort of kundalini raising. It's not going to do that if you're holding your pelvic floor tight all day. It'll just bring imbalances in the pelvic floor and different areas of your body. So don't do that. But for this practice, we will engage the bandhas so that you can get a sense of what it feels like to contain prana for X amount of time. Okay? So what we're going to do is bring our hands to either side of your right leg. Okay? And you might be able to grab a hold of your foot. Great, if you can. If not, grab a hold of somewhere along your leg and flex your toes in towards you. Okay? What we're going to do is on an exhale, we're going to exhale all the breath out. Then we're going to lift up and in the pelvic floor, up and in the belly, okay? And then draw the chin in towards the chest. And you're just going to, the breath is going to be out that whole time. And then the second you need to just inhale, you'll inhale, and that will complete your practice, okay? So here we go. So holding onto that leg or the foot, we're going to exhale all the breath out. Engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Jalabandha, chin in towards the chest. Then when you need to inhale, inhale. And then exhale. Okay, switch sides. Just a brief experimentation. Okay, hands to the foot or the leg. Same thing on this side. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale all the breath. Engage the bandhas. Inhale when you need to. And then exhale. Come to a seated posture. Okay. Turn your palms to face up. If you want to sit up onto something, feel free to do that. Roll your shoulders back and down. And we're just going to work on the two main pranas, Prana Vayu and Apana Vayu, that inward receiving breath and receiving life, and that exhaling, letting go, and letting go of whatever prevents us from living our life fully, which means living in our true self, in our abundance, in our expansive self, in our infiniteness, in our universal consciousness. Okay? So focus along the spine, that inhale, pulling that breath up the spine, through each chakra point, and then exhaling back down. Okay? So just focus on those two pranas. Feel free to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. Take one more. Breath in and then exhale. And then we're going to do our final pose, Shavasana, which is beneficial for all the Vayus. So go ahead and lay down. As you lay down, bring your legs wider than your hips, palms open, arms wider than your chest. Soften through the shoulder blades, through the hip area, through the neck. And just sense the physical body. Sense the breath in its grossest sense, in the ability to have respiration, that expansion and contraction you feel physically. And then in its subtlest sense, in the prana, the life force energy that's pulsing through you, and the different winds. The Prana Vayu, that upward moving force. The Apana, the downward force. The Samana, the circular force of energy, assimilation, digestion. The Udana, that creative expression energy, the throat and the head. And finally, the Vyana, the subtle energy surrounding the whole body and extremities. And as we work with the prana, we start to just develop our awareness of these things, of their existence. We try to tap into that. We try to sense it. And eventually that sensing will be so strong that the prana will move you into various positions and mudras and breaths to tell you how to move, to sequence your practice based on the prana and what your body needs for wellness and to function optimally. But for now, just be aware of the breath, of the subtle energies. And then in the next 1 minute here, relaxing completely. Just 1 minute. Give it everything you got. Don't leave your practice now. Seal your practice with the Shavasana. Good, and then stretch your arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, roll to your side and gently come up. So we'll bring our hands to our hearts. We'll close our practice together with one long Om, 3 Shantis. Inhaling here. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May you have peace in your hearts, peace in your homes, and peace in the world around you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Namaste.